Dear all, a very good evening to all of you. I am Kajal Vahi and I welcome all our attendees today to the third batch of doubt clearing session of Fundamental of GST. In today's session, we will have with us CA Dr. Atul Kumar Gupta sir and GST expert who will share his insights with us.
From everybody. Meanwhile, sir is actually joining us in a minute. I would like to inform you that the batch has already come to an end. We have successfully completed 2 months of this course. And as you all know, it has been informed to you through WhatsApp and Telegram groups that we are tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and on 13th, you will be able to attend the final exam assessment of the fundamental of GST course. There are few instructions which I would like to inform all of you. First, it is going to be MCQ based exam with 40 questions and the duration will be 1 hour. All the questions are mandatory. You need to submit all the questions and you can log in anytime during the coming 3 days. But if somebody is not able to attend the exam in these 3 days, he will not be able to get the certification for this particular batch. And overall 50% marks is mandatory to attain in all the assessments that have been done till now and in the final assessments. For any clarification or any changes that you may require, you can contact me directly. You all have my phone number, or you can email us as well. And with that, I was also be happy to announce that we are starting a third batch very soon, which is Fundamental of GST from 22nd of August. And I would like you to share the details with your friends and colleagues if somebody wants to join this course. It's 10th of August already, and we are going to start this batch from 22nd of August. Again, it's going to be a 2 months course. Now that we are towards the very end of this course, we have scheduled this doubt clearing session for today as well as tomorrow. Like today, we have at 4 o'clock, we are doing this doubt clearing session today. And tomorrow again, C. Atul Kumar Gupta sir will be taking the session for us. For today's session, we have C. Dr. Atul Kumar Gupta sir, who is a past president of ICI and a tax expert, a writer and an author. And he have given speeches on the GST in various forums. More than 1,600 lectures he has already taken. Sir, should we start the session? There is another feature I would like to inform all of you is I believe you had given a 3 months access to Taxo.online program, Taxo GST 360, wherein you can go through all the online portal and you can check all the CST acts, rules, forms, notifications. I believe you're taking full advantage of it and you're utilizing it to the best. And this is the subscription fee for 1 year is 3,000 rupees, but for you candidates, for the first 3 months, it's absolutely free of cost. I'm showing you the screen wherein you can explore the CGST acts, rules, case scenarios, notifications, IGST Act, CGST Act, everything is there available on the portal. And at just a click, if you just click on the CGST Act, you will get all the information of all the 174 sections and related rules and acts with it. So you can have the access of all of it. So it is available for you for another 1 month. Those who want to purchase it, you can get in touch with our team and we'll help you assist that. Give us 1 or 2 more minutes and our speaker will be joining shortly. Thank you so much for your patience.
Recording in progress.
Very good evening to all my friends here. I believe that I'm audible to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So friends, as you are aware that you are on the fag end of this certificate course on GST. And today I'm with you again to clear all your doubts wherever you feel that you have a doubt as far as the GST is concerned vis-a-vis this certificate course we are talking about. Friends, in the last two of the doubt clearing sessions, I try to explain you the various aspect related to the GST. As the my side is concerned, I will just touch upon some of the aspects related to the ITC GST concern before I start deliberating on the queries which are being there with you. My dear friend, the first one is about the ITC, that the input tax credit, as I explained in my deliberation. So, my dear friends, as far as this ITC is concerned, we can always discuss about the eligibility part that when we are discussing about the ITC and you want to avail the ITC, I deliberated in my presentation that there are the three aspects of the ITC. One is availment, then the retention, and finally the utilization of the input tax credit. So, my dear friend, when we are talking about the availment of the input tax credit is concerned, you are aware that to avail the credit, there are the five, six eligibility criteria are there. I explained in my deliberation that when you want to avail the credit, first of all, the expenditure on which you want to avail the credit, that should be related to your business. So one point is that in case you have certain credits which are not related to your business, in that case, the credit will not be available. The another aspect is that the you should have a valid document available. And as far as the valid documentation is concerned, I shared with you that you should have a voice or a debit note or ISD invoice or a reverse charge based invoice on which certain criteria, certain parameters has to be there. So, my dear friend, I will just touch upon a notification which is very, very important for all of us. That is notification number 36, 39 oblique 2018, which talks about the minimum ingredients that should be there on an invoice to be a valid invoice. The third aspect which we discussed and deliberated is about the availability, that the goods or service should have been received by the registered person. So it should not be only the invoice which are available. It should be the that you should have the received the goods as well. Then, my dear friend, the fourth requirement was that you should be the fourth requirement is that the supplier has made the payment to the government exchequer, and fifth one is that you are filing your GST returns. So, and the sixth one, which will be there as a part of a retention, that you are making the payment to the vendors within 180 days from the date of invoice. So these are the six requirements which I deliberated upon through the way of one or the other lecture, wherein I try to explain you that in case you want to avail the credit, that should be a precondition. Then, my dear friends, moving further, I try to explain you about the when you are availing the credit, when you are utilizing the credit, you should have certain conditions. For example, there are the block credits which are being given in the law. Then, in case you are dealing with a taxable and exempted supply, then you should avail the credit in a ratio, which I explained you through the help of an example. There are certain credits, say for example, motor vehicle, rent a cab, insurance, food and beverages, which for which the credit is not available. So you should be aware of that. Okay, whenever there is a block credit, you should not be taking the block credit, and otherwise there will be the interest and penalties will be there. The expenditure related to your personal nature, in case there is a fire, theft, lost, damages are there, or you are giving a free sample, something is again it is the credit is not available. Then, my dear friends, we also discussed and deliberated on the rule 42 and 43, which wherein we discuss about the capital goods and the input. That in case you are dealing in the taxable and exempted supply, how to avail the credit of the same. My dear friend, later on we also move to the special circumstances when you are taking the first time registration how to avail the credit. We also discuss about the input service distributor, that in case you have a input service credit available in excess of your output liability, then how you can distribute that credit to your branches. That also I discussed and deliberated with all of you. My dear friend, after that, there are many other small topics which are being discussed and deliberated. But I believe that today since you have already completed most of the lectures, so better will be that we deal more on the queries which are there with you. So I will request Juhi ji and Kajal ji that in case you have received any queries, you please deliberate. Unfortunately, due to the some traffic jam, I am traveling. So I'm taking the class from the vehicle only. But nevertheless, I can answer as many as questions you have in your mind. So maybe on a Q&A or a chat way. I'm not able to see the Q&A part, see
Sir,
the chat part.
sir, I think
So
there's one candidate who has asked a question saying, "Sir, you explained the concept where if any old laptop is given to employees free of
yeah,
cost."
yeah. Now I got the that link for Q&A. So I will read the question. Sorry,
Okay,
Juhi
sir.
ji. Sir, you explained a concept wherein an old laptop is given to an employee free of cost, so GST is chargeable. I would like to ask that the liability to pay GST lies upon whom, why, and how it is tax finally paid. Just to share with you, my dear friend, that if you will read the schedule 1, in the schedule 1, I discussed and deliberated upon you that in case even if you are giving certain supplies, even without consideration, then also it will be subject to GST. And therein we discuss about the old laptop. I just wish to share with you for an example. If you are have taken purchase a laptop for rupees 1 lakh, you paid 18,000 rupees GST, and you also claim the ITC of the same. Now, after 2 years, you are giving this old laptop to your employee free of cost. In that case, there will be the two circumstances. One is that you will reverse the input tax credit you earlier availed on that laptop. Otherwise, there will be an option available that you will calculate a fair market value of that laptop, and you have to charge and pay the GST to the government exchequer on the such disposal of the laptop from your side free of charge. So I would like to ask you that liability to pay the GST lies upon whom? It will be the employer on which the GST liability will be there. He can claim from the employee, or he may not claim the employee. That is a separate issue. But there will be a liability on the employer to collect and pay the GST. Why I have given you, because that will fall under the schedule 1. And how is tax finally paid? So it will be, say for example, you are saying that the value will be 20,000. So on the 20,000 value at the rate of 18%, the 3,600 rupees will be the value of the laptop, the GST value, which will be subject to the you are supposed to pay. But at the same time, I just wish to share with you that there will be a provision of 18(6). That is, in case you are removing your capital goods before 5 years, then you have to see that you have to reverse the input credit availed earlier as well. So A or B, whichever is higher. So in case the reversal is 10,000, whereas the transaction value says it is at 3,600, so you have to reverse 10,000 rather than 3,600 rupees, which will be the transaction value. So this is the way that you have to assimilate both. You have to charge from your employee, as well as you have to reverse the earlier availed credit, whichever is higher. How IGST is set off in case of a branch transfer where head office and branch office are in the separate states. So in case you have a IGST credit available and you want to transfer that input excess credit from a head office to a branch office, in that case you should take a registration as an input service distributor, and then you can you can transfer the IGST to your branch as a issuing an invoice. So you have to register yourself as an input service distributor. So मैंने संधि विच्छेद किया इनपुट सर्विस डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर को, तो you have to become a distributor of an input service, and whatever the IGST is available, you can raise an invoice to your branch in a different state, and based on that you can transfer. Then an unregistered person from Gurgaon travel by Air India flight from Mumbai in to Delhi and get it travel insurance done in Mumbai. What is the place of supply of insurance service? So in case you are taking an insurance service, the location of the recipient will be the place of supply. Meaning thereby, in case you are a registered person and you are giving a GST number, in that case, the place of supply will be Gurugram only, wherein you are registered. And in that case, the agency from whom you are taking the insurance in Mumbai, they will be charging the IGST from you, and in that case, you will be eligible to avail the input tax credit of the insurance services. So I answered all the three questions raised by this time. In case some other questions are there, I request all of you to ask me as many as questions you wish to ask me. I'm available.
So do you wish for me to show you the PPT of ITC that you usually show?
No, no problem. And right now I can, because we are now discussing about the Q&A. So let
Sure,
us not go back to the PPT.
sure, sir.
Now the next question is, sir, there here as the person was unregistered, so place of supply will be Delhi, Gurgaon, or Mumbai. Since the person is an unregistered person, and in that case, the place of supply will be Mumbai only, because he is taking the insurance from Mumbai. So in that case, it will be if the address is available, then also that place of supply will be the address. But other, because since the credit will not be available, hardly matters to anybody. But normally in the case of insurance, it will be the address of the recipient will be the place of supply. So if he will give a address of a Gurgaon, then the place of supply will be Gurgaon only, and the IGST will be charged by the agency, which is based in Mumbai. Then the next question is, composition dealer paying normal rate of tax under RCM. Can he will be eligible for ITC? The answer is no. My dear friend, since the composition dealer is not eligible to claim any input tax credit, so even if he is paying the under the RCM with a full rate, he will not be eligible to claim any ITC. This is the loss which is there in the composition scheme, that you are not eligible to claim any ITC. Neither you can claim any ITC, nor you cannot charge from your client. So normally the composition scheme is useful when you are having a more of a employment, like a labor related expenses on which the GST is not applicable. So normally for trader, it will always be a loss in case you are going for a composition scheme. Otherwise, then only benefit which is available, that in case you don't want to go for so much of a compliances, then only the benefit is available. Otherwise, there is always a loss as far as the financial economical aspect is concerned. So only one person is asking the question. I believe that other colleagues are also there. You have any question, please?
I request all the participants to please ask the questions since we are having a final assessment from tomorrow morning. So whatever questions you are having in your mind related to any topics that we have learned so far, please ask.
The next question is from the again my same friend. Sir, if a person export to SEZ unit, can he avail the ITC? In case you are supplying to the SEZ, and by virtue of that you are falling under the LUT, then you can always avail the ITC and claim the refund from the department as well. But for that you have to comply with the condition that you have to go for a LUT or payment mode. Then only you are eligible to claim the refund from the department or ITC. Then Chetan Kumarji is asking a question: can ITC be claimed for input in the real estate sector under the GST Act? Chetanji, just to share with you, there is a very vague questions you have been asked for, but just as a brother, I am asking you, giving you the answer, that in case you are a real estate person and you are developing a housing project, then the ITC is not available. But in case you are going for a commercial project, say for example, you are making a shopping complex, in that case, the ITC is available. But as a third, I'm giving you, say for example, you are getting constructed your own office. So in that case, also the ITC is not available. So in case you are getting constructed your office, you are paying to the contractor any GST, then you are not eligible to claim the ITC. Then we have a question from Rishabh ji. Difference between GSTR 4 and the 9A, because both are paid annually in composition dealer. GSTR 4 is like a challan, so which you have to file, and GSTR 9A is something annual return. There is a difference between a GSTR 4 and GSTR 9A. GSTR 4 is like a challan. Then we have another question. Sir, please explain the concept of taxable and casual supplier concept. I just wish to share with you, there is no taxable and casual supplier. Taxable supplier means a person who is for a normal, I can always explain you what is a normal supplier and the another is a casual supplier. Now, normal supplier is a person whose turnover is more than 20 lakhs rupees, and he is taking a regular registration, charging and paying the GST to the government exchequer. Casual supplier is a person who is taking a registration only for a very short period. Say, for example, I am based in Delhi and I am going to participate in an exhibition in Mumbai. So in that case, what I will do, I will take a separate registration in the Mumbai as a casual taxable person, and only for a period of an exhibition. Say, for example, there is a 7 days exhibition, then I will take a registration for 7 days only. And in that case, I have to share that how much material I am taking to Mumbai. Say, for example, the total material I am taking to Mumbai is 3 lakhs rupees, and with a rate of GST is 18%. So 54,000 rupees GST I have to pay in advance to take the registration, and that is called a casual taxable person. So there is a casual taxable person means a person who is taking a registration on a casual basis, meaning thereby for a very short period for a specific reason. And otherwise, is a normal taxable person is a person who is taking the registration after crossing the threshold of a 20 lakhs or 40 lakhs, as the case may be. Then there is a question, how many times a composition dealer has to file the return and pay tax in a year, as there are the threshold as being prescribed under the law. So for the composition dealer, now the return is annual, and you have to pay the tax on a quarterly basis and file a return on an annual basis. That is the case. Then there is a question from Rishabh ji. Medical supply to a patient as part of healthcare service, is this service available for ITC? In case you are charging the GST from the patient, then only the ITC will be available. In case you are not charging from the patient, say for example, there is a IPD patient and you are not charging anything from the patient on the medicine as well as on the treatment, in that case, the ITC will also be not available to the SSC, to the hospital. Sir, suppose a person export or import goods or service from India to any country, who is required to pay the custom or excise duty. So, my dear friend, in case you are importing from importing goods from outside India, then you have to pay the custom duty plus IGST. In case you are importing services only, then you have to pay the IGST. In case, as far as the exports are concerned, there is no export duty as such there, on except on certain items. Otherwise, there is no export duty, and you can simply export the goods or services from outside from India to outside India. And in case you are exporting, then whatever the ITC is available to you, you can claim the refund from the same from the department. But as far as the import is concerned, when you are paying the custom duty plus IGST, custom duty credit will not be available. It will be the IGST credit which you can use against your output liability, any kind of output liability you can use. So in case, say for example, I am importing certain goods and then I'm reselling them. So on the resell, again there will be a GST liability. So what I can do that I can use that IGST paid on the import against my output liability, the future output liability. Builder can claim ITC on expense incurred after receipt of the completion certificate. In case you are a builder and you want to claim the ITC, after the receipt of the completion certificate, certainly there will not be any ITC available, even if it is a commercial project. Because output liability, there will not be any output liability. As far as the residential project is concerned, the ITC is not available even before or after the completion certificate. In both the cases, it is the ITC is not available. What does net value of taxable supply means in terms of the video of TCS, TDS? Uh, so I believe that tomorrow I will take this because TCS and TDS I will open the presentation and will explain you what exactly you want to ask me. But as far as the what does the net value of taxable supply means that here we are talking about the net of taxes. So if the total value is 1 lakh and 18,000 rupees is tax, then 1 lakh rupees will be the net value of taxable supply rather than 1 lakh 18,000 as far as the TDS or TCS is concerned. Is GST payable for a research consultancy project undertaken by an educational institution? In case the education institute is undertaking a consultancy project related to some research activity, the GST will be applicable. So there is no exemption. Otherwise, other than that, you are running a recognized degree diploma, that GST is applicable. So Juhi ji, in case some other questions are there, I'm here. But maybe you can check with the colleagues if they want to ask any other question, any further questions.
Sure, sir. Sir, I believe most of the candidates are more eager to attend the final assessment. So probably, since it's a weekday as well, the attendance is not as we have expected. Having said that, I would request all the candidates to please ask as many questions. Even if you think it's a very basic question, please go ahead and ask. And sir are here to answer it. And I would advise people to ask the question with their name so that it will be easier for us to.
So there is a question from Nisha ji that is input tax credit on motor vehicle admissible? Nisha ji, in case the motor vehicle is of more than 13 passengers and that is being used for the transportation of passengers, transportation of goods, or motor driving college, then only the credit is available. So either it should be more than 13 passenger or it should be used for the transportation of passenger, goods, or a motor driving college, then only the credit of the motor vehicle is available. Otherwise, it is not available. Say, for example, you are using this motor vehicle for your own office, you are buying a Innova or a BMW or a Mercedes, then the credit is not available. Yeah, sir, please explain the GST handling in case of service rendered by an advocate to an individual unregistered candidate. So, in case an advocate is rendering a service to an individual person who is unregistered, in that case, either so in case an individual is there, in that case, the GST liability will not be there at all. But in case an individual is a business entity, then the individual has to take the registration and pay the tax under the reverse charge mechanism. So you have to check who is individual. So in case individual is not a business entity, then there is no GST applicable. Individually unregistered doesn't mean that okay, it will not require registration. Individually, the entity should not be a business entity. The person should not be a business entity. Over to one more question from Chetanji. So there is a question from again the anonymous. Sir, explain GST setup in case of a barter exchanges. In case there is a barter transaction, then both will charge. So there will be the two transactions. Say for example, I am selling the TV in lieu of a ready-made garment. In that case, both of us will charge the GST on our respective value at the respective rate. So in that case, say for example, and in case both are related with each other, the set off of the ITC will be available. Chetanji is asking a question, sir. Could you please elaborate the procedure for availing input tax credit where goods or service are received in installment or over a long duration? So, Chetanji, just to share with you that in case there is a single invoice and you are getting the goods in three installment, so you will be eligible to claim the ITC only and only when the last installment will be received. But in case there is a continuous supply of goods or a service and every lot will have a separate invoice, in that case, the credit will be available immediately based on the invoice so received. So it is depend. So if there is a one invoice, many lots, you please wait till the last lot is not being received. But in case there is a one invoice, in that case you can immediately claim the ITC on the lot being received. Then there is a question. Please explain temporary reversal of ITC and its work. There is no temporary or a permanent reversal of ITC. Uh, as far as the 180 days condition is concerned, in case you are not paying to the vendor within 180 days from the date of invoice, then you have to reverse the credit and you can reclaim the credit whenever you will pay to the vendor. So that is called temporary reversal, and then you can reclaim. But in case, say for example, you are having certain credits which are block in nature, and maybe you are not paying, you will not pay at all at any point of time. In that case, you have to do a permanent reversal of ITC. Are self supplies taxable under the GST? The answer is no, it is not taxable. There should be the two-person, one supplier, one buyer, then only the self supplies, the GST liability will be there. Sir, if a certain goods is availed and retained in first year, but goods are not sold in that year, then can we utilize the tax in the same year or when the goods are sold? Yes. Once you have availed the credit and you are not selling that goods, you are having a closing stock available. So whenever you will sell, say for example, you are selling after 5 years, then also you can continue to avail that credit. So credit once availed can be utilized maybe in 5 years, 10 years. So there is no limitation to utilization of the credit. The limitation is only to avail the credit, that before 30th of November, you have to avail the credit. But utilization you can do anytime. So maybe in 5 years, no problem at all. Suppose the company purchase machinery for production purpose rather than for reselling, can it avail ITC? The answer is yes. So you can always use the ITC in case you are using the machinery for the production purpose. I answered all the open questions. I believe all the 22 questions I have answered. So Juhiji, I believe that we have completed all the questions. I request that in case you have any further questions, you please keep yourself for tomorrow. Maybe you can send in advance to Juhiji as well. But let us conclude, let us have as many as questions we can have tomorrow, so that you will have a better understanding of the GST. The entire purpose will be served when you will be learning something good about the GST. The purpose of the efforts put in by the UEG and the university is to make you more empowered, and more capacity building should be there. So I will request you, as many as questions you can ask. Please ask the questions tomorrow as well. Maybe in case we want to postpone the session, maybe in the evening, then also I'm okay. In case you feel that it's a working time, I'm okay with 4 to 5 as well. I'm okay with 7 to 8 as well, as per the convenience of the participants.
Sure, sir. I'll speak. I'll put a message in the group, and if somebody is not comfortable in joining the 4 to 5, we can change the timing. But
No, yeah, either you can change or you can ask them to raise the question to
yes,
you.
sir.
I will answer maybe on a WhatsApp or whatever way it is comfortable to them.
Sure, sir. But if the
So at
participants
least
don't
for the
have.
timing, it is over now. I believe that we have given
Yes.
sufficient time. There is no new question.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much for your time, despite of you traveling and stuck in the traffic, and but you answered all the queries very perfectly. There is one more question, ma'am. Please tell us again about the final assessment test. Sure, I'll tell you about the final assessment test. It will be open on the portal by tomorrow morning, and it will be active. I believe if you guys are on the WhatsApp group and the Telegram group, you are able to. You have received the instructions. I am showing the instructions on in front of your screen as well, and the portal, usually we open the session for just 1 day, but this time the session will be open for 3 days, 11th, 12th and 13th. Anytime during the day till 13th evening till 11:30 p.m. you can attend the session. 1 hour is the duration of the session. There will be 40 questions, multiple choice questions, and you have to submit answers to all the questions. It's a compulsory thing. There is no negative marking, and once the exam is done, you can submit in the end. And as already informed to you through brochure, and we have been saying that repeatedly, that all the candidates have to complete 50%, have to achieve 50% in all the marks and all the aggregations in order to get the certification. So if you have any doubts, anything, if you have in the query, there is a reason why we have requested Atul sir to take the session for today and tomorrow, so that if you have any queries related to the course, anything, you can also always come to us and can get it resolved. So tomorrow again, we are having the same session at 4 o'clock. This will be final session. If you still have some queries left, please write it down and WhatsApp me or email me, and we can take it up tomorrow as well. And
So, Juhiji, there is a final question that in case I will have a temporary halt of the manufacturing process, can I claim the ITC? So, answer is again yes. That in case you have availed the credit and you are halting your manufacturing activity, you can continue with the ITC till the time you will not resume your operations. But only point is that you have to continue file your monthly returns and the annual return to enjoy the ITC available in your books of accounts. And whenever you will start your operations, you can use that ITC. So over to you, Juiji. I am signing off now. For maybe you can continue with your colleagues.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving us your time. And thank you all
Yeah.
the participants for joining us today. We'll see you tomorrow again at 4 o'clock. And all the best for the examination. Thank you. Bye-bye.